Okay, what's up, my people? How you doing? Coffee time with Dalton. Now, I've had a lot of you all asked my opinion on the Trump impeachment. So, you asked for it. I'm gonna give it to you. Now, my opinion may make you unsubscribe. It may make you subscribe, but it is my opinion. And that's the cool thing about America. It is my opinion. Now, a lot of people just, they see me and they see me as an Afro American, a black man, whatever you want to call it. They automatically stereotype me and put me in a category. And one of the categories they automatically put me in is they say that I'm a Democrat. Let's get this from the get go. I'm not a Democrat and I'm not a Republican. Okay? I pride myself on having my own mind and picking and choosing what I think is right or wrong. Not trying to stick to any particular group. Okay? And this is not going against anyone that is a part of a particular group, libertarian, Democrat, or Republican, whatever you may be. More power to you. It's America, and you should enjoy that freedom of being able to join whatever group you want to join. Okay. Now, one thing I like to get off my back is the lack of education and knowledge about impeachment. I see a lot of Republicans going on these, interviewing, catching people off guard, interviewing people saying, you know, what do you think? Tell me one law the president's broken. What do you think the president has done to be impeached? What law do, because, and they don't tell the people that they're Republicans, okay? They keep that from them. But, they're Republicans, and most of these times when I see these interviews, it's Republicans. I haven't seen Democrats do it. That's just, I don't see all, yeah, but I don't see everything. I'm not saying Democrats are all holy or anything like that. I'm just saying I see a hard tactic used a lot of times where Republicans catch people on the street. What did he do? Let's get this straight. Drink this coffee down really good because this is a fact. And I'm going to put the description links to back up this fact that I'm going to tell you. So listen clearly. One, President of the United States does not have to break a law to be impeached. Let me say it again clearly. The President of the United States does not have to break a law to be impeached. Okay? Now, breaking a law, a president breaking a law, and you impeaching that president on the law that you feel that they have broken is a avenue in which you can go through, down. There's more than one way to peel an orange when it comes to impeaching a president. There's not just one way where, they got to break the law, and if it shows they break the law, then you can impeach. Now, a president does not have to be impeached to break the law. And just because a president is impeached, that does not mean that president has to leave the office before their term is done. Okay, that just means they can't run for the next 4 years. They can't run for election they can, a lot of times they can just wrap up their 4 years, but they can't be reelected for another 4 years. Okay, they're pretty much done. On severe cases, they get kicked out, and the vice president becomes the president until it's time to reelect the president again. So that's usually the way it works. And a lot of the younger generations don't know this. I'm 54, gonna be 55. I've seen it. Okay. A lot of presidents also, if they think that they're really, really gonna get impeached, they'll just go ahead and resign. Okay, just like Nixon. Okay, they'll just go ahead and resign, just like President Nixon did with Watergate. Okay, instead of getting impeached and kicked out. Now, Clinton, for example, Clinton was impeached, but he got to stay in office. Okay, now Clinton didn't break a law. That's what people don't get. Clinton didn't break a major law. What Clinton did, he showed major lack of morals and respect for the office. And when you do that, that weakens the office, and that also can cause a security threat to our nation, which then that situation must be resolved as soon as possible. We can't have weak links on within our nation for our so-called enemies to just ride on through. And like with Clinton, most people don't want to admit, but the fact is that when you're intimate with a person, that's when you're most vulnerable. When you don't have no clothes on, you're intimate to a person, or intimate acts with a person, that's when you're most vulnerable. Okay? And that's when a lot of secrets come out that shouldn't. Now, like I said, a lot of people ain't gonna like my opinion. Do I think the president's gonna get impeached? No. I don't think he's gonna get impeached. But I think the damage that's gonna get done to his reputation is gonna be so severe. And if you know anything, like street life, your rep is pretty much really what all you have. Everything else falls underneath it. Even with business, if you have a bad reputation in business, eventually you're going to close your doors. Okay. So I believe his rep is going to be damaged, and a lot of truths about the president is going to come out, and he, I don't think it's going to be pretty. Now, do I think that he broke some laws? Okay. Yes. Yes, I do. Because I believe, honestly, that he didn't see. Okay, first of all, let's start from the beginning. First of all, I don't think that Trump even thought he was going to be president. I think it was a marketing gig. He got into it to help push his brand, make himself more money. And when he saw in the end that it was getting serious, that he could win, then he jumped into it. But he has actually no experience of being a president. He has no experience in politics, period. He has a lot of experience in being a CEO of a company. And being the president of the United States and being a CEO of a company is not the same thing. And he keeps making that mistake, in my opinion. Okay, it's not the same thing. Okay. But of the two evils, do you want did all you know? Did people want Clinton and Clinton's wife with the same old politics or something different? Even though they it's like choose the devil you know or choose the devil you don't know. People chose the devil they didn't know because they just had it with the devils they know, and they didn't want Clinton, and they didn't want to give, even the Democrats didn't want to give President Clinton a second term because even if his wife is president, Mr. Clinton is still going to be president. Okay. Yeah. Now, I think that also what people got mistake with Trump is people trying to figure out and think Trump. They try to say if Trump is a Republican, and then some Republicans that don't like him say Trump is a Democrat in disguise, trying to hurt the GOP and the Republican Party. The truth is, in my opinion, Trump is something that people has forgotten about. Trump is what you call a maverick. And if any of you are old enough, look up those shows called Maverick. Mavericks are for themselves. Okay? Every once in a while, if it's in their benefits, Maverick will temporarily hook up with particular groups. But they really are for themselves. And a lot of times they were bounty hunters. If a Maverick came into town, the sheriff, most of the times a Maverick was trying to get the bad guys. But if a Maverick came into town, the sheriff would always ask the Maverick what their business was there, even while their hands were on by the gun, because they wasn't even sure if the Maverick was there to shoot them. Because the Maverick is just out for themselves. So if it means shooting the sheriff or shooting the bad guy, they're going to do whatever they feel they got to do for their own best interests. And the president, I see President Trump as a maverick, and that's why a lot of people have a hard time figuring out where he is. It's simple. He's for himself. He's for his company brand. He's for himself. He will hook up with certain small groups, like elite groups, for special interests, sure. But in the end, he's really for himself. And I always thought it was kind of funny how Trump is always talking about immigration when his wife is not American herself. He's putting down all types of immigration, people from different countries, but when it comes to his wife, she's not American. He don't mind going to bed with that every night. So I don't disagree with everything that Trump has done. I think Trump has done some things that even Obama couldn't even accomplish. Okay? He's done some things that should have been done a long time ago, such as people getting thrown in jail, which is just corporate money making prison corporate money making scheming for marijuana, getting thrown in jail 15 years for 3 joints. I mean, stuff like that. That was just to make money out, because most people don't realize that every person that goes to prison, that particular prison gets something like $50,000 for that person. So if you fill your prison up with more than they can handle, you got extra people living in where it's supposed to be only 2 people living, you got 4 people living in these little cells. Yeah. Then that's double the amount of money and just for that one cell that they would normally get. It's a money game. And he did pass a law for little misdemeanors, like people that were thrown in jail for 15 years for having 3 joints, to be let out, which I thought was right. So Everything he did, I didn't disagree with. Some of the stuff he did, yes, I did disagree with. And do I think he broke the law? I think yes. I think he did because he was used to doing quid pro quo. Okay. Um, you do something for me, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. He was used to that when he was the CEO, and he didn't see anything wrong with it. Doing it on a regular basis, he just got caught. And what you understand, like as I told you, I have a veteran science as a in crime analysis, and one thing they teach you is make sure you understand the concept that when a person gets caught, even if for the first time, does not mean that that is the first time they've done it. Okay? And that's with any criminal. Just because they get caught that first time, it does not in any way, shape, or form means that that is the only time they did it. That's just the first time they actually got caught with their hands in a cookie jar. Now, Trump also is a threat, I think, to our national security for one main reason. Trump is afraid of Russia. And Trump is like the kid in high school, and we all know who that person was. The kid in high school that tried to make friends with the bully so the bully wouldn't beat them up and they could be protected from harm. And that's Trump. Always trying to be making friends with the bully, which is Russia. Because he's scared of them. And if you know anything about history, anytime a country does that, one way or another, that country then gets invaded and taken over. Because they don't have the power, strong enough leadership to fight off what they left themselves on all avenues open to. When they leave it, it's kind of like a dog when it goes on its back and it shows you its weakest point, this part, which is the stomach, most vulnerable part. That dog is surrendering to you because you are the master. You're the alpha. And that's what people who scare bullies do. They surrender to the bully and leave their ports open. Problem with that, bullies don't respect that. They just use that. And then you see in past history, countries get invaded by the bully when they least suspect it. Now, which really turned the tides, of my opinion, against Trump. Okay, because I wasn't against him, but what really turned it, and I thought was wrong, and morally wrong. It was worse than Clinton doing what he did in the White House. Was give you a history. My stepfather has, I believe, 2 Purple Hearts. He's passed away now. John Benjamin Steinsberg. And he was a lifer. Okay? And I told you on my other videos, on Veterans Day videos, about him. and so many other people. I know a lot of Marines and people in the armed forces, and that are no longer in the armed forces, and people that retired from it. And all these mothers and fathers, sons and daughters that have actually lost loved ones fighting for America, for the freedom, the strength, and the idealism of America. And even the ones that are doing it right now, the ones that unnamed heroes, people you'll never know, people in deep cover, CIA, FBI, all that, that's fighting for America. People that you don't even know, that we would never know. People that's maybe even dying as I speak to protect us. And then Trump literally gets on the White House lawn and states that we should get China and another foreign country to investigate the Bidens? Are you serious? Our main enemy that we're in a trade war with? You want to get them to work with you to investigate someone that you run against, ignoring all those who have died to keep America safe, strong. You disgrace it by asking our enemy the way afraid high school kid would ask the bully to do something for him. For your own personal purpose. Nothing other than your own personal. It wasn't to win. It was just because he's used to doing that as a CEO. Okay. Now, there are going to be some people that's going to back him. They're going to stay on that ship. Just as I made a video about it called Fanatics. It's on my channel. They're still on that ship even though it's sinking. And they're drowned with that ship even though there's all these little lifeboats around and everything. And all the signs are pointing to, okay, something's wrong in this situation. They just sit there and stand proud and drown with him. Even if he's not impeached. The fact is that a lot of people, there's not limits on how many times you can just go ahead and stay in Congress. There's people that's doing it as lifers. Well, they need to rethink that. Because even if he's not impeached, he only gets 4 more years. It's a good chance that those who's backing him will not get that 4 more years. And yeah, I really do believe that he broke the law. He did I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine. He withheld aid to a country that needed it severely, which also cost lives. He removed us from a border, and then the people that were staying away decided to go ahead and fight, killing our people in between, smashing our people like a sandwich. Okay. And then he's going to have the audacity to tell them, no, just don't fight. Even though he took away the very reason that they wasn't fighting. Now you can tell me the logic in that. I don't see it. And then you also have people talking about how good our economy is. Well, the truth is that we're on the brink right now of something very devastating that most people are not talking about. His trade wars that he's doing is actually, in the long term, it looked good on paper, but in the long term, it may hurt us. And the reason I say that is this. Let me give you an example. Right now, some of the most powerful tech companies in America, Google, Windows, Microsoft, yes, and Apple. Now, what has happened is now China produces a lot of high-level Android phones. Well, they're not able to use Google Android on it anymore. But China's not going to stop producing these phones. China can undersell America because we get most of the stuff, our technology made in China. So China's not going to, but what China is doing, and they're in the works, is creating a new form of Android, not Google Android, a new form of Android, as well as a new operating system for their cell phones. If this does happen, and they're in the works as we speak right now, but if this does happen, this is going to devastate the tech community because they won't need our Apple software, our Microsoft software, or our Windows software. And right now, they have already decided to scrape all the Windows and throw all the Windows computers away because of this trade war and use Linux, which is open source, instead. And think about how many people China had and how much they know about our technology and how it works, because that's where we get all the technology from. You really think that they cannot create a operating system so they can continue to sell their hardware and undercut America? That may even be, all the people over there, really? That may even be better than America's? Think about that. Because if they do, and they're already in the works, this is documented, they're already in the works of creating a new operating system. So if they do, and they start pushing it, our tech companies are going to hurt. All those jobs. Think about it. You can't support a product that no one's buying because they're buying China's product that's going to be considerably undercut, cheaper, and probably better because they know all our secrets. They make our stuff. So that is my opinion on Trump, this investigation. Do I think he's going to be impeached? Do I think he broke the law? Yes. I think he broke the law in two aspects before I end this long video. I'm sorry it's that long. One, I think he broke it because I think he did do the I scratch your back, you scratch mine. And two, he broke it. He broke the law on just the way Clinton broke the law when it comes to being more on a morality issue of asking other countries to look into Biden's, that, knowing how much was taken from my stepfather mentally, physically, and spiritually, and sometimes The only way he found some type of happiness was in the bottom of a bottle. And he gets on the front lawn in front of the White House and says that. Disgraceful. Anyway, hope you subscribe, comment definitely. I'd like to hear your views on it. Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. Either way, you're cool with me. And I'll rap to you later. Peace.